Today I'm finally doing this review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's beautiful outside. It's finally getting warm. I said that last week and my phone just fell. See this thing? I was trying to do this very nice display, but the phone doesn't really stick too long. My friend Vincent actually gave me this. It's a cardboard TV and you can magnify the phone to make it look like you're watching it on TV, as opposed to me actually watching it on my actual TV. I get to watch my YouTube videos here, for example. That's me reviewing the last review, which was the 1978 Doctor Strange movie. If you haven't seen it, go to hell. No, I'm kidding though, seriously. If you haven't been to the channel before, please take a look at the videos. Please subscribe. And because this is Anthonix Maximus Matinee, I don't wait till nighttime to film. I wait during the daytime where there's lots of background noise. Dogs barking, people doing things, trains might pass by. And you might even hear birds chirping because the birds are here. Yes, they'll probably be chirping while I'm recording because when they're not chirping while I'm recording, they're using my car as their personal bathroom. Birds are great. And we also have cop cars passing by too. So here's the thing, this is the spoiler version of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. If you have not seen the film yet, I recommend you do, but if you haven't seen the film yet, I'll give a little bit of the good and a little bit of the bad, but the real spoiler stuff will be coming up soon. And I'll let you know when to jump ahead. So this film is actually pretty awesome. I mean, I have to say, like I have told you before when I got started in Anthonix Maximus Matinee, I like to mull it over for a few days to think about what I really think of the film. And yeah, I just like to spend a couple days to kind of mull over the film I just watched so I can really give it a good assessment. And almost a week later, I can say I actually still love the film. People are gonna complain that the trailers gave too much away as far as cameos go. Okay, I don't think this is a spoiler, but it is the voice of Professor X, Charles Xavier. We all recognize the Patrick Stewart voice.
We will see what kind of Doctor Strange you are.
In fact, the trailers towards the end were starting to really show more of a better view of him. So, but the fact is, if they kept quiet about showing him and just let the audience be surprised, you know, there was gonna be that one jerk that's gonna announce who will jump on Twitter or YouTube and say, "Oh, Professor X!" They had to give us a little taste of something. The film isn't a collection of cameos. It's not like a bunch of superheroes that we expect. That's kind of past, you know, so we're going on with a new era of the Avengers. But in all honesty, I would say that the cameos are actually just the cherry, because without the cameos, the film holds up pretty well. And a lot of it is because it was directed by Sam Raimi. You could tell Sam Raimi had more fun doing this film than he has any other film in a while, because the tone of this film is different than the other MCU films in a sense that it's a bit scary at points. And as we know, that scariness actually does come from Sam Raimi. That's kind of like his strength. Sam Raimi also likes to do angles and close-ups. Sam Raimi is also good at overlapping shots as well. Like, it'll show one character doing something and another character in another scene doing something, and he puts it on the same screen. He's also good at the tight shots as well, and the fast zoom in shots. Hey, what's up? So I just want to kind of chime in here. You know, things just kind of came to my mind while I'm editing, things I wish I had mentioned in the actual review, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it. For starters, I just wanted to also point out that with Sam Raimi, he likes doing things with reflections, lots of reflection shots. Another thing about Sam Raimi too is I notice he's different from the other MCU directors. They play it safe in a way of it's flat. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just that with a lot of these directors for the MCU, they play it safe because well, they finally found a formula, and that's great. But every now and then you gotta have a wild card like Sam Raimi to just kind of do things different. That's why he does all these weird angles. I also notice he likes to focus in on crowd reactions. When they're running away from attacks, it's different from the other movies because it's just crowds being attacked. But with Sam Raimi, I notice in his films when a crowd is being attacked, he likes to kind of focus on random people in the crowd to get a real feel from individual people. I just wanted to throw that in because this film gave me more new appreciation for Sam Raimi than I ever had before, even back to the original Spider-Man trilogy. Now back to the review with the daylight lighting. We get to go on this journey that's fun through all the different multiple universes. Yeah, I apologize about the background noise again. The fact of the matter is, I work during the day. So I work during the day. I have other filming projects. So I do my best to actually film these bits. But of course, nothing happens during the day. But the moment I hit record, everybody in the world wants to make noise. So please bear with me. But no, the film is actually genius on its own. It's actually visually stunning. You actually do feel more emotion. You learn about a backstory of him from his childhood, and then you understand why Doctor Strange is the way he is. For me to go even further to explain of what was great about the film, I will just have to warn you right now, this is where it gets a bit to the spoiler territory. So if you haven't seen this movie, then I would recommend you jump ahead to this time frame. Okay, are those losers gone? Good. Now we can talk shit about them. First of all, how dare they not see the movie, right? I was really shocked at how Wanda just tore apart the Illuminati. Wanda was actually intense. She was really after those kids. She needed to have her own kids because, she got baby brain. I guess her body clock's ticking or something, but oh my gosh, we got Professor X. How cool is that? Professor X. And this is what really shocked me. We got Reed Richards. So yeah, that's right. We got Dr. X-Man and Mr. Wiggles. And just seeing Wanda slay everyone apart. I would say Scarlet Witch was in her real form. She was taking over bodies. She was killing people to get what she wanted. She just really was showing her Magneto's daughter side. Oh, and another thing I want to throw in. I am so glad they finally gave him the proper hover chair, the yellow hover chair. His outfit was a bit of a hint of green in the suit, just like the animated series. And speaking of animated series, kudos for using a hint of that 1990s X-Men theme song. Way to go. And what she did to Professor X, well, let's face it, at this point, I don't think anyone in a theater was shocked because how many times have we seen Professor X die now on screen? And on top of everything else, just to finally see Reed Richards and to see a live action Peggy Carter Captain America and a new version of Captain Marvel, it was awesome. And I think what also was cool was having Black Bolt in it. Yeah, I didn't watch The Inhumans. I watched the first few episodes and I thought the show sucked. But seeing Black Bolt in his real costume, I was feeling it. I'm glad they got the same actor. And the very end where he gets the third eye, I can't wait for what comes next. And in the mid-credit scene where we actually get Charlize Theron show up as Clea Lake, which I only learned about because I did the review for the 1978 Doctor Strange. The timing was just perfect. And I learned from Vincent that Clea Lake is actually the niece of Dormammu, so that's even better. I wish I knew that before I did the other review, but I'm glad I know this now. And then, of course, the very end credits where you have our friend Bruce Campbell finally stop punching himself because he was no longer under the spell. It kind of goes back to the Evil Dead days where his hand kept getting possessed and him hitting himself. And Bruce Campbell breaking the fourth wall, saying it's over. I just expect that at this point from Sam Raimi. And the same very fact that we had Bruce Campbell just make a random appearance at the end of the remake of Evil Dead when he wasn't even in the movie at all, but him being in the post-credits just saying groovy. I think that's going to be a new trademark. maybe. Oh, but yeah, like also Doctor Strange telling his other self about, well, their shared childhood experience of them losing their sister through a sheet of ice when they were kids because they were playing on thin ice. It really speaks a lot to the character of Doctor Strange. And I joked in the last review about how great Peter Hooton was, but that's just me joking. I really do like Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh, and also, I like their whole self-sacrificial Wanda thing. I really liked the resolution that she finally realized that she's a monster the moment that she starts scaring the two kids from WandaVision, and we get a glimpse of what hell could be. Because I really did like that they introduced the element of hell. Maybe this is our peak towards Mephisto. And Wanda sacrificing herself may not be the end. It just might be that she meets Mephisto. We don't know. Okay, so at this point, let's go ahead and let the people who haven't seen the film yet come back so we can hide the spoilers from those dummies. All right, they should be coming back in about 3, 2, 1. Hey guys! Glad you jumped ahead and didn't catch any spoilers. We missed you. We really did. We cried. We were like, I hope they come back. But now we're gonna talk about the film without the spoilers, okay? Just to wrap things up, you're gonna love how intense Wanda is. She was scary. Elizabeth Olsen really shined. She became the full embodiment of Scarlet Witch. You're gonna love her. New character onto the screen, America Chavez. She was actually more entertaining than I expected her to be. I really didn't know much about her character, but her character was pretty decent and her character was fun. Yeah, I know the anti-PC people are gonna be like, oh, look what they did to her character. And it's like, you know what? Shut up. Everyone needs to be represented. It's not really so much what they did to her character, it's more of what they did to the characters around her. And you know what? Who cares? Like, let it be. We allowed Tilda Swinton to be the Ancient One. We can allow this too. Oh, and something else I almost forgot to mention. Wong. Wong has really grown as a character in all these movies. So, to wrap it all up, and if you haven't seen the movie, there is a mid-credit and a post-credit. Mid-credit's important because it builds for more to the comic, and the post-credit's just going to be a fun thing. And another great thing about the film was the theater gave me this bucket and this cup. Well, they didn't really give it to me. I paid a lot of money for it, but I got that. So I'm gonna say this film is actually gonna be an 8 out of 10. Closer to a 9 than a 7. The only way the film could have been better is if they had cast me instead of Benedict Cumberbatch. I mean, any nitpick that I have about the film is very minimal. It's just, if I am gonna have anything to nitpick, I would just probably have to say it's more of that. Basically, it's not what I expected. But that's the thing. I really can't think of a scenario where it would be a perfect 10 out of 10, but I don't really have much badness to say. I guess it would just be like more of the effects. I miss having more of the Sam Raimi practical effects, which became more CGI effects, which, okay, fine. That's pretty much all I have to say bad about it. Anything else that people are going to nitpick about, it's just going to be, well, they had painted a whole different picture in their brain and it didn't come out to be the way they wanted it. That's the only downside. So yeah, it's a great film. Do yourself a favor. Try to stay away from YouTube as much as you can, honestly, because there was an asshole that actually uploaded a huge spoiler, and whoever did it even labeled it with the spoiler type of words. So be careful, alright? If you're gonna keep going through YouTube, just be careful, huh? Anyways, I'm Anthonix Maximus, and I am gonna be working on my next promised review for Anthonix Maximus Reviews. I still got the displays going, so keep a lookout for that.
Okay.
Wait!